If you wake up wondering if that day you will affect the life of someone else, get to lead people, or make a difference in this country, then you probably aren't in the United States military. If you were, you would not have to wonder whether those things are going to happen that day. You would know and learn to expect them. As a midshipman in the Naval ROTC unit at USF, I get to experience firsthand what life as a student is like and get to experience as well a glimpse of the life as a future Marine officer. Like all of you, I'm a college student here at USF. And as a college student, I find myself struggling with course loads, stretch, and time management. The main motivator through my days is thinking about the payoff that is going to occur in the future. There's a stark difference between my life as a college student and my life as a naval midshipman. If you enjoy a challenge that immediately gives you purpose, then you should join one of the branches of the United States military. In this presentation, I'll tell you the 3 main reasons why you should investigate about joining one of the branches of the US military. There's a place for everyone, and it promotes financial stability, and you also get to choose your level of commitment. I would like to begin by talking about how there is a place for you in the United States military. If you take the time to investigate the different branches of the military, there's likely to be a job and lifestyle that interests you. It's common knowledge that among Americans that there are 5 branches of the United States military. The 5 branches being the Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Air Force, and Coast Guard. There is less understanding, however, about what each of those branches do. I'm going to break down each of the branches according to information from USA.gov. The Army is the largest of the branches and is based on land and specializes in long-term warfare. The Navy protects the nation's waterways and interests overseas. It's also the most often used to project power overseas, since it can transport large amounts of troops and large amounts of firepower. The Marine Corps guard embassies and is specialized for warfare in air, land, and sea, but typically meant for short-term efforts. The Air Force is meant to control the skies and maintain the United States air superiority. And finally, the Coast Guard is part of the Department of Homeland Security and is meant to protect the United States coastline from threats that are closer to home. According to the official recruiting site of the United States Army, there are 190 military occupation specialties, or MOSs. This is in the Army alone. That means there are 190 different kinds of jobs and different kinds of occupations that could be of interest to you. These range between infantry, aviation, medical corps, police corps, psychological operations, engineering corps, ordnance, finance, and even the veterinary corps. According to the official recruiting sites of all the other branches, the Marines have 300 MOSs, there are 93 in the Navy, 135 in the Air Force, and 52 in the Coast Guard. Truly, there is a place for anyone looking to belong. As a future officer in the Marines, one priority of mine is the financial stability that would come with that service. When you join the United States military, any of the branches have set guidelines for pay, promotion, and bonuses. According to the Department of Defense, Finance, Security, and Accounting Services branch, there is equal pay between ranks in different branches, with slight variations in bonuses. This makes it possible for service members to enter military occupation specialties that they are genuinely interested in, and it won't affect their pay, which occupation they're in. The Finance and Accounting Services branch also has a clear pay grade chart. If you investigate this pay grade chart, you would see a clear progression and correlation between time in service and the raise of pay. There's a large difference between the pay for officers and enlisted. As USF college students, after graduation, we could go to entrance schools for military officers, which would qualify us for significantly higher pay. The military and Department of Defense makes for a reliable source of income, as well as a reliable occupation. Next time you wake up stressed about your future career or your financial stability, consider how the military might solve those issues. Aside from multiple possibilities in occupation and a clear progression of pay, you also get to determine how committed you'd like to be and for how long you'd like to stay in service. According to the Army recruiting official site, you get to choose the length of your contract with different variations for different military occupations. You also get a lot of schooling paid for, and according to the Marine recruiting site, after 5 years, you would qualify for a post 9/11 GI Bill, which would allow for the Marines and the Department of Defense to cover 4 years of schooling for free. So after 5 years of service, you would be able to get a completely paid college education. Those are just some of the benefits that you would receive as a member in the United States military. In conclusion, I've explained how there is a place for anyone in the military and how joining means financial stability, and how it is up to the individual the length of commitment and the length of service. I just want you to look inward and consider whether joining the military could be for you. I encourage you to speak to recruiters and do small activities that expose you to what life in the military might be like. You might experience the same sense of purpose that I do. As you go through life as a college student, you might see students wearing digital camo uniforms. They could be in the USF Air Force, Army, Marine Corps, or Navy ROTC units. Take a moment to ask them about their experience and ask them about their mornings. They might tell you about how they get more done before 7 a.m. than most others do by the end of the day.